Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to The Addicted Bookworm. Alrighty, so I have just finished A Sprinkle of Time, and I'm kind of going back and looking at like the reason that oh sorry that um that our poor sap was killed. So I kind of like to go back and look at and go, was that kind of worth all the trouble that you went through, you know? So we have this guy. I'm just gonna bring. Um, so there's actually a woman called Cherry. Yeah, I know, weird name. Um, who died like years ago, and apparently the judge was kind of responsible for her death. And then we're moving on to this one guy. Um, Let me see here. Um, all right. So Gretchen is the judge's sister, and she was actually the one who actually killed. Who killed? Um, Let's see here. Um, oh, okay, okay. Um, see here. Here. Um, get to the guy. Oh, okay, yeah, now. So the guy's called Forge. He was the one who was murdered by the judge's sister, because apparently Forge discovered something that the judge did not want him to discover, which is kind of weird in itself. Like, like what the hell? There we go. Trying to get that ribbon right there. So, Sprinkle Time is done. But yeah, so I actually started reading this book like a pretty long time ago, and that's one of the downsides of like you start a book and then you read it for a little bit and then you totally forget about it, or your mind goes off somewhere else, and then after a long while you have forgotten who was killed, or you forgot what this person was doing or what this other person was doing. So that's why I always say to people, if you really want to finish a book, when you start it, please read it all the way to the end by a certain period of time. That way you'll know what the heck was going on. Um, I am going to say I like this series a lot, and I was very happy to hear that a fourth book had been released and everything. A Sprinkle of Time is a really interesting book, because you got lies that started like way in the past, and two people, when they were young, they decided to drink and drive, and what happens is it causes the death of someone, and instead of manning up to it and accepting what you have done, you decide, oh, I'm going to cover it up. Or we have siblings that are willing to go through any length to cover up what happened. Then you have someone who happens to discover the truth. They end up dead, and it becomes this snowball that, if it had just been cleared up decades and decades and decades ago, you would not be in the situation that you're in now. But it is sad about what ended up happening to everybody. That, as I said, if he had just manned up and had accepted responsibility for his actions, then he would not be in the situation that he's in now. And it's not a very good situation. Anyways, despite the huge gap between, I forgot what chapter was, to finishing the book, I did enjoy it a lot, but I have learned a valuable lesson. You start a book, please finish it. That way you're not grabbing hold of straws and trying to do a review. Anyways, that is my review. I give it 5 stars on Goodreads. It was just as good as the first book. But I'm going to kind of take a break from this world and move on to other ones. And, yeah. So, I will see you guys around. Hope you guys have a wonderful remainder of your week. And until next time, be well, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Bye.